Good evening, everyone. It is me, Kirsty, from Australia. It's very late at night. What's the time? It's not that late, actually. 11:30. I'm going to say straight off the bat, I really haven't heard all of the information that's been popping up about Kiely Rodni with this Adventures with Purpose. I'm not a member, so I didn't see the video, but I can see that there was a video put out, that there was some other information given. I've heard little bits and pieces, and some of my lovely subscribers have written some things down, so I thought I'm going to just go over the chart that I did initially a couple of days before Adventures with Purpose actually even went out. And we can hear what matches up with some of the things that have been said. This chart is really difficult because it's actually just showing us very clearly everything that was involved, and it happens time and time again with astrology that the event chart just tells us what happened. Drinking, possible drugs, possible older male, another male possibly involved, sketchy friends, driving when she shouldn't, and also being located in the position of the ruler of her. Now, just to go over it, the ruler of Kylie at this time, 12:33 a.m., is Taurus, and the planetary ruler of Taurus is Venus. So Venus is Kylie at 23 degrees of Cancer. And you'll see, if you didn't see before, that's where I drew the line in the map, and that's where it went straight through where she was found, literally exactly where she was found. So this chart is just showing us, as always, a snapshot of the heavens of the time that the incident occurred, with all of the energy going into the actual event, henceforth showing us what happens. And I will say that that's how I think it works. I think astrology, and this forensic astrology, works this way because of the vibrational energy and energies of the planets at the time. Each one of these are the planets in the sky at the moment the event occurred, and they have not an invisible force field. Everything, like the sun shoots, how much vitamin D through us at millions of miles an hour or whatever. Every planet has an energy, and it leaves an imprint. It leaves an imprint on Earth. That's the way I see it anyway. So let's have a listen to a few things that were said, and I'll come back. It is someone that is in a situation to do with drugs or alcohol, being this Neptune here, that they can't get out of, that they're in trouble. The moon is in the 6th house of health. So I think something has gone wrong. Now, something else that indicates that is this Uranus here at 18 degrees. Pretty closely conjunct this Mars at 21 degrees. So things happen quickly, so something's happened quickly. And not just that, this Mars is actually forming an aspect to Venus as well. Now, Mars in a chart is a male, and it's a boyfriend. And that Mars there is the ruler of the 7th house in Scorpio. So I'm not accusing anybody or anything, but I'm just saying that's what a chart always says, and that is that this, to me, represents a male or possible boyfriend, ex-boyfriend. And maybe something happened to her and he tried to help. I'm not sure, but I'm just saying there's something going on there. And it's in the 12th house, this area here, which is hidden secrets. And then we can match this up to the Neptune as well. 21 to 25 degrees. So we've got a kite here with Mars and Uranus, basically, which is something quick that's happened, pointing to the moon in the house of health, trining Neptune, which is drugs and alcohol, and the ascendant itself is drugs and alcohol. Venus, which represents Kylie, is forming a quincunx to Saturn, which is the physical body, in retrograde in the 10th house. So out in the open, something has happened. A change has occurred very quickly, which is the quincunx. It's a change. And her physical body is affected. Then we can move this along as well. 22 degrees of Aquarius, Saturn, which is the physical body, is then connected down to this Mars again. And Mars isn't always just a male. Mars also represents vehicles, the metal of a car. So was she put into the car by somebody else? It's possible. Was she put into the boot of the car? Because the aspect here goes to the 12th house, which is the end of the car, the boot. It's a tricky one. There's a lot of water here. I do believe that they're going to find some things in the water, whether it's a vehicle, the phone, or some clothing or something like that. Let me zoom right out first. So first of all, this is the Venus line. So this is her line here. And as we can see, there's the very first circle that was drawn, which is exactly where Kylie was found visibly, even though she was under the water. So that water trine worked in with the end of the matter, with her being visible from sunlight through the water. So yeah, this was an amazing map, actually, very, very directly to this area where she was found. One. Oops. Okay, so that's Mars, which is the vehicle itself, which is interestingly going to another campground there. And let's see, where does that go through the water? Near the boat ramp. Okay. I hope the guys that go out and find people in the water actually go and have a look. I've heard someone say that there's no way that she can be in this water, but I don't know about that. Especially when we look at this and see this heavy water trine. Like I said, the water trine can also represent the state of the victim being drunk, on drugs, etc., partying. So there's a couple of water areas that I would definitely be looking at, even just for evidence. And perhaps some addresses of friends, maybe, that live nearby. Something very interesting. I'm going to zoom in here. So here's that Venus line, and that's where she was found. And you can see that I did this a couple of days before Adventures with Purpose, so a lot of people have said that I'd done it afterwards, and that's really silly because it's YouTube and time-stamped. So what I did on the last video was I actually put the Mars line in there. It stuck out to me that it was important, Mars being opposite the moon and a possible male. So I did the Mars line, and then I thought, well, that's silly, I should do the ascendant line as well. Now, the ascendant is 27 degrees of Taurus, so it leaves a wedge. So there's another wedge that I like, as you know, which goes, we can see Boca Road. And then lo and behold, the ascendant and nearly Mars, well, it's in the vicinity, goes through the Boca reservoir. And I'm not 100% sure why I keep hearing about the Boca reservoir, but I know it's something to do with it. In fact, I think I'm going to pause this and find something and come back. Okay, so thanks to Adventures with Purpose just for this little preview. I'll just do it really quickly, but here's where I saw the Boca reservoir. So now I'm just going to find out what that's about.
I got a call up in Truckee, Boca, for a battery call, so pretty much that means that the vehicle can't start. So I went en route up there, found the vehicle. At the time, I didn't realize that this was a situation until later on, but...
Let me stop you right there. Yeah. You said you went to Boca.
Yes, sir.
So over near Boca Lake?
Yes, sir.
So not Prosser Lake, Prosser Creek Lake?
It's right by Prosser Creek.
Now we know we probably have a tie to Boca. On the road, exactly where you saw her.
Boca, you come in, you follow this road down. I think that is the turnout.
Okay, so now we can see where Boca comes into it. This is that area that was just talked about there. Look how close we are to the lines here. Mars, the ascendant. The ascendant literally goes across the street that he was talking about. I find it quite interesting that that's exactly the 2.2 miles out that the line of the suspect goes to Boca, and that man just popped out of nowhere and has got some really conflicting information. It was either before or it was after. Apparently Kylie was asking how to put on a seatbelt. Apparently there was another young man or another person there, another man, a boy. I'm actually starting to be a little bit suspicious about that person that was just talking, and sorry to say that, but charts don't lie, and there's a reason why the lines are going up here through Boca Reserve and in that area where he said he saw her. So here we go, the Mars line and the ascendant line. So again, as with most charts that we do, it's following clues around. So first of all, it showed us where she was. Now we're finding out that there's another spot of interest in here. Here. What on earth is going on? It's really quite confusing. I don't understand how that... I don't believe the man saw her the day after. If that's the case, is she alive? And why would that happen? I think maybe he's confused or put on the spot, but I'd like to know where he was. What does he do for fun? Does he go to parties? You know, did he attend this party here? Well, you know, I'm not going to blame people like that. I don't know, but it is really very strange to me that the Mars line, which is a possible perpetrator, goes to this area where this new person has just suddenly popped up and said that he's spoke to her and has a whole bunch of information. So as you'll see in the reading that I did a couple of days before she was found, there's quite a few things in there that are starting to make more sense now. And I think this reminds me a lot, actually, of Gannon Stout's case, where the lines are following around the clues. So I think we're just going to have to keep mapping and keep looking as we find out more. But I really do believe that the police are going to be pretty tight-lipped on this. There's something really odd going on about the whole thing. Now, whether it be friends involved or exes or older men, and that's another thing as well. Older men is pointed out, and that person was an older man. So we'll keep going, when more information comes out and see what happens. Undoubtedly, we're going to find out that some other things happened around these lines. I thought that the first and possibly only thing would have been where she was found that came to be true. And already within just a few days now, this area has become apparent. So what else is going to become apparent? We'll have to find out. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all your prayers and sending your beautiful energy to us, to my darling bear. Bear will be having an operation in 10 days. So please, if everyone could send all of their good wishes and prayers, I would really appreciate it, because I really do believe that many people thinking of positivity and praying and all of the things that people do to uplift really helps. So thank you very much, and probably I think the next one I'll do is I'll go back to Jolissa Fuente. I had to do a couple without any sound because I was doing them late at night in bed and I couldn't talk, but I just wanted to get the maps out there, so I will come back to those, and undoubtedly we will have some more mapping to do with Kylie. Okay, take care. Bye.